So the way my music video challenges forms and conventions of real media products is because I chose to do a rock video which follows the forms and conventions of having a storyline and a performance, which is what I noticed after researching Aerosmith's I Don't Want to Miss a Thing music video and even a grunge music video, which was Nirvana's Heart-Shaped Box. This was also seen in many other music videos that I looked at, including the Pretty Reckless's Going to Hell and Heaven Knows music video, and some other music videos by Aerosmith, including Living on the Edge and Tell Me What It Takes. So after looking at these music videos, I noticed that the front man is always the main focus, along with a storyline. I also noticed this in music videos like Alter Bridge's Broken Wings, which is a very powerful, strong performance, along with a really intense storyline. Anyway, with the way I decided to do my music video was starting off with coming up with a storyline. And the way I thought about this, first of all, after researching the videos, I really got intrigued by Kurt Cobain's Heart-Shaped Box music video, one of Nirvana's Heart-Shaped Box music video, because I noticed that all of the editing and all of the green screening and all the characters in it were actually inspired by Kurt Cobain's artwork. And all of that artwork, because I'd been researching it for quite a long time prior to making the music video, and it was all to do with how he was feeling and all the energy going into them was all to the fact that Kurt Cobain had depression, and that was how the storyline and that song was created. After researching many of his artworks, I decided to do one of my own. I decided to really think about what medium to use and what characters to put in it. I ended up coming back with one picture of Melting Faces, which didn't really work very well, and then this painting of a man that I had done. It's just a white man in front of a yellow background. Well, yellow, orange and red background, and those colour schemes really did relate to the Heart-Shaped Box music video. So I thought, how can I relate this into my music video? So for that, I actually got inspired after I went home one day and I watched Cintrinians, the first Cintrinians film from 2007, and there was a scene in it where some girls had broken into the National Gallery and they were stealing the girl with the pearl earring painting. And this whole idea made me think about, hey, you know what, I could do, at the beginning of the video, I could do a girl running away with a painting and then somehow the band end up in the painting. And then I thought, how can I interact that all into a story? So I looked at the Rolling Stones music video for Doom and Gloom. And the way they did it was the lyrics are a storyline within themselves. So they start off with things like, I had a dream last night I was partying on a plane and all the passengers are drunk and insane. And so it starts off with a girl waking up. All of a sudden the girl is in a plane with a ton of passengers going absolutely crazy. So I thought, you know what, I could probably do something similar. So I had to listen to all of my lyrics, and they're all about get away. How can I, don't get away. Someone on the run. So that made me think, and as well, along with the Cintrinians video, I thought, I could do a girl running away with a painting and then waking up in the painting, and like in the Rolling Stones music video the girl could be lip-syncing the song along with the front man, which ended up being my final product. So my main product with the rock video, it's very colourful, and it turned out very much following the rock conventions. However, I didn't want my Digipack and website to be typical rock. I wanted them to be more on the grungy side, as I thought it would help appeal to a bigger audience, as grunge seems to attract more teenagers, whereas rock, it's very much for people who are slightly older, who grew up with it. So combining all of my ancillary tasks with my main project, it's really effective, only on the basis that the digipack and the website both connect, and they both look very similar to each other in the sense of the colour combinations, the edits, whereas the music video works with it in the sense that it's also very dark, but you can see that the singer, especially with the ancillary tasks, doesn't want to be presented just as a typical rock singer. They want to be more appealing to everyone, and it made it more modern. Also, I mean, originally I did want it all to be very typical rock, especially after looking at Aerosmith and all of their album covers and all of their digipacks. Being such an inspirational band, I really wanted mine to look a lot like theirs in the sense that everything connects. Once I got down to it and started doing it and researching more grunge videos, and also the different album covers, including one of my favourite ones being the Moody Blues' In Search of the Lost Chord, which all of it is hand painted on the front of the album cover, but that relates to the band in the sense of the music that they're playing because it's all psychedelic, but it doesn't relate to the band in the sense of their music videos, which I really liked. So taking that into account, I decided to present my singer when doing the photo shoots and the digipack. I wanted the digipack to present the singer himself and the music he plays rather than his image, whereas I wanted the music video to present him as a performer and, for example, what he would be like if you went to see him live. The website, however, was kind of a combination of the two, as I wanted it to present the music really well, and it was the same when creating the merch. I wanted it all to present the music and all to be inspired by the music and the songs by that artist. However, when it came to the imagery and how each page was created, it all started off with the template and it all started off with the background, and every single one of them is a different photo from my photo shoot. I started off with my audience feedback with asking people from the ages of 16 to 18 what they thought of the music video, the music, and the lyrics. So, first of all, talking about the music, is they thought it sounded like something they would hear in the back of a James Bond film, which is quite ironic because one of the first music videos I ever looked at the beginning of the project was Chris Cornell's You Know My Name, which was used for Casino Royale's music video. And the music video, it just shows Chris Cornell playing the guitar, singing the song, but in between him singing is little parts from the movie, which I found very interesting. And I thought, and that actually really inspired my final music video, as a lot of it, as I cropped it so it looked as if it could fit a film screen and how it will work on a film screen. I wanted everything to look as if it was a film. They also said that the video, this was kind of prior to finishing the video, this was more to get some ideas really, is they said it sounded very angry and it made them feel as if something was taken. When asking my second audience feedback group, who was slightly older, it was after I'd done part of the video, and it was mainly about the edits in the video rather than the songs and the lyrics itself. It was about, because my video used quite a bit of After Effects on it. I didn't use it for all of it, I used it for just little parts of it where the painting that I'd made was put in the back of the video. A lot of it was about that, but it was mainly about using more overlays. And I was very scared to use overlays purely on the basis that I didn't want it to look unprofessional and I didn't want it to not like a rock or a grunge music video, because what I noticed is that a lot of, actually next to none of rock videos or grunge videos have a lot of overlays, and I didn't want it to look too technical. However, when trying it out and using it in a few parts of the video, it actually suited the song really well, and it made something very different and more dynamic. But I also made sure I did it with it still looking like a rock video, because sometimes using too many effects, it can end up looking like a bit of an R&B or a pop video, which do like using effects a lot more than rock videos do, unless you're looking at some of Jane's Addiction's music video, when the whole videos are effects rather than seeing a performance, which is actually very rare in the rock or metal or even grunge genre. My last audience feedback group was the oldest group, the more mature group, and it was mainly about the girl character in the video. So I watched a lot of the Rolling Stones music videos, and I mainly doom and gloom, like I mentioned in my first question, and it's all about showing the band, and how the girl interacts with that band is by lip syncing to the song and being part of the story, which is what I wanted to do in my music video. After listening to my audience feedback, I noticed that I'd used the girl too much, and she actually ended up looking like she was the front man, not the actual front man. So to change this, I'd shot a lot more of the front man. I had another session with him where we shot from more angles, both sides of the face, one straight up, more shots of his mouth, more close-ups, more guitar shots. I filled a lot of the girl parts in with those instead, and had the girl parts in too, and used a lot more of the girl parts actually as overlays, rather than having her as a straight-up character. So, starting off with the planning, I used Blogger, where I would post every single one of the music videos that I've been researching, all of the theory that I've been researching about music videos, and just general research and things that I'd looked at, including films and any books that I'd read concerning music videos. So that was the first one, and everything is still posted on my blog, including everything I've done for my Digipack insert, my Digipack, my website, and my music video. The next stages were I used a lot of Photoshop, mainly for the Digipack and the website, and also a little bit for my music video. So obviously it was used for the whole Digipack and the whole insert, and as well to edit all the photos that went on my website eventually. Photoshop also, in the making of my music video, actually, before things were put into After Effects, were first of all put into Photoshop. This figure here, all of him was cut out around him, and then they were both separately imported into After Effects. And then after that, when they were in After Effects, literally the front and the back were played around with by using dials to go up and down to try and animate them. It was very basic in the After Effects stage, especially when the singer was just put on top of that. It looked harder than it was. It was very basic editing that. So After Effects was used, and that was actually the first part of the music video. And once that was put into the music video, the other parts of the music video, including all the red light, that was done in the Black Box studio at school, and the whole room was just black. So I got two lights from the media room, and this is what I learned in photography, is if you put gels on top of them, then it changes the whole effect of the final picture. So I used red gels, as I thought it worked with the video very well, and as well, reds are the same colours as what's in the painting, so it's nice continuity. There are also big lights already in the black box, but I decided not to use them purely on the basis that they're high up and I wouldn't have been able to put gels on them, and as well they do pow normal light, which it wouldn't have worked for a music video, especially one like mine, because as well I've worked with those lights before and they are mainly for acting performance purposes, so then the person who's performing, not only are they in the spotlight, but it's so they can't see the audience, which I didn't want, because especially when filming my drummer and guitarist, they both needed me standing in front of them to help them with the timings of the song, even though they'd already learnt it. Having the song on the speakers while they were performing, that you couldn't hear the recording that well because of the drums and the acoustics of that room. So when filming them, the products that we used was, first of all, the Blackmagic camera. The reason why I wanted to use Blackmagic camera, and it was actually my own personal camera, was because I'd worked with it and I'd seen how it was used by my sister, who's actually graduated from a film foundation. So I've seen how she used the Blackmagic camera, and she helped me learn fully how to use it and what goes into using it, which made it a lot easier for me. And I knew the outcome I would get because it's very clear, that camera, and I trust myself with using it, which was good. And it meant that I could take the camera home. The only thing I really took from the media department was the lights that I then put the gels on. I used the tripod from the Manfrotto tripod from the media department, this massive tripod, which was used only for when filming the green screening, mainly on the basis that the green screen was a straight up shot. It was like the way I am right now. He had the green screen behind him and he was just shot face forward in front of it because the green screen wasn't big enough to shoot from all angles. So he was shot face up for those parts. And so we needed a tripod for that because otherwise it would be all shaky. All of the stuff done with the red lights was all done handheld using the Blackmagic camera, apart from the parts of my frontman where he looked like this. Now these were all done actually with a mini handheld camera called a Sony ZAC-T mini camera. And it's just one of those normal handheld cameras, and they're really, really simple to use. And the reason I wanted to use those for those shots and for the retakes was because, one, I knew that I would be very comfortable with using it, but also because I wanted those shots to look very raw. As well, those cameras gives the colours a lot more of an impact, and it gave them more of an orangey tone rather than straight up red. It just worked really well, especially when doing the performer's face, and as well when doing the performance mouth. For the last parts of editing, were all done on Final Cut Pro, and this is actually a software that I'm very familiar with after using it last year in media, but I'm also very well with it because I've had to use it in photography when making videos. So this was used to edit everything, really, to do all of the overlays, to edit the beginning, make it in black and white, to keep all of the shots and do all of the cut-ins and out, and as well to edit the music a little bit, because I wanted to put police sirens at the beginning, so I had to edit the beginning of the music just ever so slightly, which was actually made easier doing it on Final Cut.